We're ready? Okay. Hey, citizens of Mountain Home, Mayor Sykes here. Welcome to Mondays with the Mayor. We had a couple of questions that came through. One was from last month, 3/27/25, and then the other one was, doesn't say. But let's get to the first question. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic Easter, and like I said, welcome to Mondays with the Mayor. So, the first question: what is the current status with the casino project concerning easements from the city and wastewater? So obviously this week, or weekend, had a kind of a nuance to it. So there's two different types of, not types, but two different tribes. One is called the Show Band. They're from the Pocatello area that have the casino down there. And the other one is from Duck Valley, and they're called the Show Pie. So I took a call, I think it was probably, don't quote me, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, a Zoom call with the Show Pie and representatives from the Coeur d'Alene tribe. And obviously their meeting was to let us know whenever that they were getting ready to do a big announcement, maybe it was Thursday, that they were partnering together. The Coeur d'Alene tribe and the Show Pie were partnering together to do a development or their own casino by the stage stop, halfway between here and Mountain Home. And I was like, okay. And then the other one, the Show Band, I met with them last month, and they came in just letting us know kind of the status of what they were trying to do. So the Show Band, they've had their application to the Department of Interior for at least 2 years now. And then the Show Pie, I asked them the same question this last week: how are you going to get your stuff through the Department of the Interior? And they said that they'll expedite all their stuff, and they have an inn supposedly back in Washington. So more to follow on that. So currently, right now, when we met with the Show Band, the one that owned the 150 plus acres up by Grocery Outlet, they were still interested in coming, doing all their stuff. And I told them they need to bring this to the city council and let them know what their plans are. But according to them, they're still coming, supposedly. Well, and that would include obviously the hotel, the 330 plus rooms, the bowling alley, and the movie theater, stuff like that. And then when I asked the Show Pie, same question: what's your thoughts? What you guys are doing? Like they said, they were just going to try to do it halfway between Boise and Mountain Home. And obviously you saw the news report that it'll sit on Ada County and Elmore County. And you got to remember, tribes are in sovereign ground, so they don't pay taxes, but they have to get that okayed by the Department of the Interior, which is back in Washington, D.C. Then it goes to the governor, so on and so forth. So right now everything is just status quo, nothing that to report other than what you saw in the news. And then everything that I've just told you currently today. So just want to let the citizens know that you know exactly what I know currently. All right, let's go to status of the casino. Well, just talked about that one. And then we kind of did what do you call it? My mind just went poof. You vote on it, what you want. I don't know. I digress. It was cameras in the hub versus continue to simply remove and clean up all the stuff that people spray paint on all of our hub plaza stuff. And so overwhelmingly, the poll results from Meta, Facebook, and Instagram, there was 106 citizens voted to put the cameras in versus just having our staff continuously paint over all the graffiti and so on and so forth. Let's see here. The next one was it wasn't a question, but more of a statement. It says, let's stop adding fluoride to the water. We'll save money. Well, we don't add fluoride to the water. I had Senator Zito reach out to me a couple weeks back and asked me if we put fluoride in the water, and I said we didn't. So then I made sure of that. I called Public Works, talked to Dave Sonatag, who's been doing our water programs for eons now. And I asked him, I go, do we put fluoride in the water? He goes, no. We do not add extra fluoride to the water. Now, if there's naturally occurring fluoride in the ground, then that's about all you get. But we do not add any fluoride to our water. Let's see here. Those are good questions and statements. Let's see here. Oh, I guess things to do coming up. Arbor Day at the park. Mountain Home Parks and Recreation Department and U of I Extension, Elmore County, will be celebrating Arbor Day in Richard Aguirre Park, April 25th, 2025, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy educational booths, vendors, free seating, and fun with the whole family. And you're going to get, I guess, some free seedlings, so definitely come to that. And I'll have Nikki, our communications specialist, put this on our website following the Mondays with the Mayor, and probably do another a shout out on the city's platform. Let's see here. We got a free Mountain Home Spring cleanup that's coming May 5th through the 9th, 2025. Items too large to fit in your cart must be scheduled. Contact Republic Services at 208-345-1265. And then prior to the service that day, definitely include your name, your address, and then the items that you're needing collected. And these are all the things that are too big to go in your totes or your cart. And then right here it says tied bundles, up to 10 bundles, under 4 feet, under 60 pounds. Furniture, Freon appliances, large bulky items must be scheduled. So these are all yeses. Yes, the large craft paper yard waste bags under 60 pounds. Let's see here. Small household items, no trash bags, boxes, yes. And then it says no to these. So no tires, no Freon appliances, liquids, hazardous waste, or construction debris. And this, like I said, is May 5th through the 9th. So hopefully we can get some of the stuff that's just sitting there out in your garage possibly or whatnot taken care of. But we'll definitely stick this on there. And I know we do a free Haz cleanup day with US Ecology, or actually Republic Services bought US Ecology, so we'll be doing that as well. Here coming up, I'll get more to follow on that one. Let's see here. So, all last week, I was gone to Washington, D.C. to advocate for the military and the city of Mountain Home. So we fly in, we meet at Langley, we meet with all the four-star generals advocating for things that we think that the Air Force Base needs. So prior to that, we engaged with the Air Force out at the Air Force Base and asked them what can we advocate from the city's behalf. And so I know that Connie Clark and William Marshall from the MAC will be presenting this Tuesday at the council meeting to discuss more in depth and kind of more of the finite details, but just kind of want to let you know that that's where the rubber meets the road. We've been going back probably 18 plus years, a small contingency of Mountain Home people advocating for the Air Force Base. I will tell you this, we were able to divert a little bit of the divesting of the 220 engines. So for right now, we were able to really advocate for not taking a squadron away from us. So more to follow on that, more information. We did meet, so then we meet with the generals, we fly in. Next day we meet with all the generals and the Langley staff. Then the following day we drive from Langley all the way up to Washington, D.C., and then the next day we meet with we go to the Pentagon, we meet with all the generals there, with Secretary of the Air Force, Chief of Staff, stuff like that. This time I think it was Assistant Secretary of the Air Force, 4-star, that we met with advocating for what the base needs and kind of the way future or the way forward for Mountain Home and for the Air Force Base. And then the next day we meet with all our CODELs, which is Simpson, Risch, and Crapo. Met with the staffers there and kind of really let them know where we're at. Talked about schools as well. I know Simpson is trying to put some appropriations in for the Stevenson's Elementary to come up with a $6.2 or $6.6 million. Even though the state of Idaho has given us 13.5, or given the school district, and so those are one of the big takeaways is when the Stevenson's Elementary School, that's in the public schools of military installations, so that was number one in the entire nation to be refurbished. So what that means is the DoD is willing to pay 80% to build a new school, and then the city of Mountain Home has to come up the other 20%. So 80 cents on the dollar, which is a good return. And so we have, I think we have a couple of ways forward. It wasn't since they have CRs right now, continuing resolutions in Washington. We were able to at least ask Simpson. He wasn't able to get it funded this time, but he's pretty confident that worst case scenario we'll get it in the 25-26 budget for those appropriations to help Stevenson's go from go to a K through 6, which would really be good for the student-teacher ratio, busing kids, such as that, things of that nature. That way, it helps the school district with budgeting, things of that nature as well. So, with that, I know Tuesday they'll have a lot more in-depth conversation with the council, letting them know kind of what transpired this last week. It was a lot of steps were had, and a lot of work was done for the betterment of our economic impact of the Air Force Base and the citizens of Mountain Home. So here moving forward, more to follow. See you on Tuesday night. 5 o'clock is our city council. I know it's a shorter agenda, but we'll have a presentation, I know, with Republic Services, and then the Military Affairs Committee with Connie Clark and Will Marshall. Other than that, those were the big ticket items that I had for questions with Mondays with the Mayor. I appreciate all the citizens tuning in, listening, and thank you for all that you do. And remember, citizens, you're never a detriment to our day, but you're the very reason for our day each and every day here at the city. So we can't do what we do without the citizens' love and support. So thank you, and happy belated Easter. Good to be back to Mountain Home, and have a great rest of your week. Thank you, guys. All good, Hood?